Welcome to the Channel Chat podcast. Proudly sponsored by Convergent Technology.
Sustainability has been a big subject over the last year in the channel. I've had many a show talking about this. Now, I can't work out if it's people wanting to do the right thing or it's just a real commercial vibe. Because I'm looking at companies and thinking, well, they can refurb it, they can professional service it, they can relicense it. So is sustainability for the greener good, or is it actually more of a commercial opportunity, Marc?
Have you seen the cost of energy? It's going up, right? So efficiency in energy use is a fundamental issue to every single business, and it's a fundamental issue to our planet. So I think it is much more doing good. I think it's imperative. And actually, from a technology perspective, when we get in and talk to senior people, you always want to get to board level, don't you? You want to have conversations right up to CEO level. Sustainability is a board level conversation, and the value that it brings is significant. So no, I don't think it is. It's just something, and I think it's something we actually don't talk about enough in the sense of in a meaningful way. I think it can be kind of glossed over, but probably one of the most important things that will be facing our businesses over the next few years is how we demonstrate and prove out that we are sustainable. And I see much more regulation coming in that direction, and all the way through from efficient use of energy to reuse of products. So yeah, really important topic.
Mike, are end users asking you about sustainability? Are they demanding that if you're sustainable products, if you're a sustainable company?
Yes.
They are?
Yes. I mean, it sort of doesn't really matter how, we've done some fantastic things. We've made our premise at Hatfield be a net giver to the grid. It runs, we'll be net zero stage 2 this year, which is ahead of most people. We've been lucky enough to be able to, put investment into that, spend millions and save a lot of energy because of it. So it's been profitable. Customers demand it. You unless you have a sustainability strategy, you're not on a tender list, let alone whether that's right or wrong. It's just a fact. It is, in the same way in the 90s or late 80s and 90s, if you didn't have a quality program, you didn't get on a tender list. You have to have a sustainability program. The big thing that helped us is our RDC business, the recycling business, which has been great timing. We sold it, we bought it back, and that part of the business hits all the numbers for sustainability for us, which is great news.
What about you, Hayley? Sustainability, big on your agenda?
100%.
Really?
100%. So I've been judging the EY Entrepreneur of the Year the last couple of days, and one of the major criteria is ESG. Have you got ESG policies? Do you have D&I policies?
There is a huge difference between sustainability and ESG, though.
There is and there isn't. It depends what you mean by sustainability. But it is high on the agenda for every business, every growing business, every established business.
New Mike.
It's great. Have a little Britney one. So it is high on the agenda, but I know what you mean, Mike. I think the responsibility of us as businesses now isn't just to make money, it's to actually put something back. And there are so many different agenda points now from that point of view.
Is that an agenda for smaller businesses as well? Is it smaller companies, are they really thinking about sustainability?
They have to, and because they can do, because they're starting from the ground up. So it's a bit different when you have to retrofit a sustainability policy, but when you're actually baking it into a business that's growing, it's slightly easier, but it's got to be fundamentally part of your business plan.
Although I've just come back for 3 weeks in Texas, and you see their view of sustainability, and you do start to wonder why we're bothering.
David, over to you. What sustainability, is it a big topic, Armis?
For the state of Texas or for Armis?
Both.
Absolutely it is. You can't be a innovative, disruptive startup and really not focus on things that matter to your customers and also your employees. So That is something that's important to us. One thing that we do is we're a cloud-based company, right? So we focus on software. We put it in the cloud. So we don't have this big carbon footprint that I think a lot of our competitors do. So I think we've got that working for us.
I mean, I've just got to make a comment on that, right? So organizations that think because they put something in a cloud that they're not burning carbon or energy are just confused because it's basically a server in a data center. Sorry.
David, you got to reply to that.
Well, I guess that brings us to the electric car conversation then, right? Very similarly, but we'll talk about this over a drink.
We've got a long way to go.
We got a long way to go.
We're early days.
What are the panel's thoughts on the Broadcom purchase of VMware? How do they feel that will impact the IT channel? Hayley, if I come to you first with that.
Broadcom and VMware.
Mm.
Okay. And how you think that'll impact the sustainability?
How do you think that'll impact the IT channel, that purchase?
I mean, it's another consolidation issue, isn't it? That that we're larger companies being gobbled up by larger companies. How do they maintain the agility? How do they maintain the customer base and listening to the customers? It's always going to be an age-old problem. We saw what happened with Symantec. So is it?
That wasn't good, though, was it?
Well, no. But is that going to be the same issue? We don't know.
What about you, Marc? What do you think?
I think Michael Dell's probably smiling, isn't he? Hey, I mean, Broadcom have got deep pockets. They've bought it out. I think VMware was an interesting technology. Frankly, it's a company that's been massively underinvested in for a number of years as Dell took all the cash out of it, stopped the R&D. So I very much hope that Broadcom can put a bit of R&D back into it and start to return that company to what it could have been, because the other lot, I think, ruined it a bit.
Mike, what do you think? Good for the channel? Bad for the channel?
Historically, VMware has been more channel friendly than Broadcom. So potentially bad.
David, what do you think? any more on that, Mike?
Is that
potentially
true?
bad? Potentially bad.
I think it comes down to understanding exactly what Broadcom is going to sell off to the open market to understand exactly what that might have impact on the channel, because that's going to be devastating.
Okay.